the way, they had that home court curse they could not get rid of. Hadn't won a playoff game since 2008 in their building.
18 years?
It's broken. It's finally done.
They didn't win a game against the Knicks last year?
Not at home. They won in the Garden every time. Yeah, no, it was a crazy stat, but they got the blowout win last night. Cade was 27, Tobias was 16.
By the way, that was nasty.
This was they outscored, by the way, the Magic 36-6 at one point in the third quarter. Because in the first half, you're like, uh-oh, this could be a game. Boogie, I'm going to start with you. 18 years, first home win. They are obviously the 1 seed, and the expectation is they come out of this series, no issues. Let me ask you this. The internet's got mixed feelings about the Pistons. Some call them fraudulent. It's a very harsh word, opinion, but what do you say to that?
I disagree. I think they've proven all year that they were the best team in the East. Consistency matters, health matters. And they proved all that this year, from start to finish. So to call them fraudulent, a fraudulent number 1 seed is just unfair to them because they did the work and they proved it all year. But I will say I believe a team like Orlando is a fraudulent 8 seed. And what I mean by that is I think they're a lot better than, being an 8 seed. They dealt with a lot of injuries. They dealt with a lot of ups and downs. Players and coaches not necessarily on the same page throughout the year, and they lacked a lot of consistency. But based off their talent, based off, the roster and the talent that they have within that team, I think they're a lot better than an 8th seed. So, if anything, I think they're a fraudulent 8 seed. But as far as the Pistons go, I think they did everything they were supposed to do this season. They're here for a reason. And, this is the playoffs. It's going to be ups and downs. It's going to be losses. It's going to be wins. They're 2 games in, is 1-1. I mean, it's still a lot of life left in this series. So to base it off of 1 game, 1 loss, I think that's a bit extreme and kind of jumping the gun. But they're absolutely here for a reason.
Yeah, I agree with Boogie. I think Orlando is not a real 8 seed. This is a team that had high expectations, that's dealt with a lot of injuries throughout the season. They've had some frustrating moments and some rumors about their head coach, and Paolo goes out and Franz Wagner goes out, Jalen Suggs goes out. They've had a lot of stuff happen to them, and now they're starting to play pretty good basketball, and they showed that in that last game of the play-in. But this is going to be a long series. Look across the league right now. You got Portland, San Antonio's tied up. Yeah. Philly goes and gets one in Boston. Like, the league is talented, and there's not going to be – it's not easy to sweep. Like, it's not easy just to have quick series, as we're learning. So last night Orlando struggled. You're not going to win many games scoring 83 points, shooting 32% from the field goal. That has a lot to do with them not making a lot of outside shots. It also has a lot to do with Detroit's defense and the way they physically, defend you and make it really difficult for you. So again, they're going to be better. I think now with just getting 1 in Detroit was a huge sign for them. Now they get to go back home. And who could happen? Anything can happen. So this is going to be a long series. But again, like Boogie said, this isn't a real 8 seed. Like, this is a tough 8 seed.
They are confusing. Bobby, I think that this Orlando team is so. I really don't know when I sit down at night what version I'm going to get. Do they have the game 1 team still in them?
To me personally, I just think that the play-in tournament kind of does that to teams, right? I was a part of being a 1 seed, and we got a bad draw of the Miami Heat, and they were rolling, and they came in from a play-in situation. They played games. We was the number 1 team. We had to sit out 7-8 days before we played another game. You feel me? And then they came in just rolling. Sometimes you get those bad draws, but I don't think this is a bad draw for them. I just think that, they'll get past this series, but later on in the next series, I think they'll miss just a secondary scorer other than Cade. I feel like the ball's in his hands a lot, sticks with him. Obviously, he's a great player, first team, all-NBA type of player, MVP caliber guy. But I still think you need that secondary option. They should have got like a C.J. McCollum next to him. I think that kind of would have fit real perfect with him on the side of him. Somebody that can just give him just a relief, you know what I'm saying? Get off the ball a little bit and then get it back to him when he needs it.
Yeah, I think that's always going to be the question with Detroit, right? Like Cade Cunningham, we know how good he is. Jalen Duren, he's made this jump. He's probably going to be most improved player, but he's not the go and play through a guy. He's not that real second option. He's unbelievable. He's a man-child. He does a lot of things that this team needs. But he's, Bobby's right. They don't have that C.J. McCollum. They don't have that secondary kind of guard scorer that can go and relieve some pressure off Cade Cunningham and make it easier for him. Let him play off the ball a little bit. And a lot of these other teams in the playoffs, they do. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 different options where they can hurt you. Also, last night, Detroit left a lot of points on the board. They shot 58% from the free throw line. They had 23.
I'll say that again?
58% from the free throw line. He also had
awful.
23 turnovers, and Cade Cunningham had 7 of them. So they shot themselves in the foot a lot, and still were able to win this game easily.
Free throws, 58%.
3 points, Pete.
That they are literally 3 points. That is shameful. You know what? You faced this Detroit team 3 times this season. They are one of the more physical teams in the league. Are they frustrating? Like, how do you deal with that?
I wouldn't say frustrating. I just think that in the league, when you have a certain style of play that you come with every night, and everybody knows you play this certain type of way. Like Miami, they play a certain type of way. Toronto, back 5-6 years ago, they played a certain type of way. The Warriors, they play a certain type of way. Like when you have a certain style of play that you play, I think the refs kind of let you get away with a little more hand check. You know what I'm saying? Being a little more physical out there on the court. Obviously, they're not really calling many fouls on Detroit. They fouling like crazy out there, in my opinion. But, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? They let them get away with a whole lot of rough housing. But they get to it though for sure. You know what I'm saying? They impose their will on you, which the refs let them do that. Yeah.
I think as a fan, even if you're not a Pistons fan, you sort of watch Isaiah Stewart and you're like, oh, that's fun. That's old school, and you've gotten into it with him. I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't play video of that. By the way, if they were to let you two just go and be you, how does this end?
Oh, I'd be front row.
Yeah, we would have got suspended for life.
Suspended for life.
They would have kicked us out of the league. Adam Silver don't want to go no for that. He put that fist on me right there. I grabbed it.
That is so close to your face.
Honestly, if there's one fight I'd like to see in the NBA, it's probably these two.
That's the one. I'm paying for this.
That would be awesome.
A pay-per-view, man.
Yeah,
Canelo and
Jake
Crawford.
Paul fight.
Canelo and Crawford.
Get him on a Jake Paul card.
By the way, do you actually dislike each other, or is this just strictly game stuff?
Nah, I don't think he really liked me now. Nah, for real, I don't think he really liked me now, for real. First, we used to go at it and do things. He's, free throw line box out. I know he was gonna come with some tough, strong, grown man stuff. But I think last game I didn't play, obviously, because season was in jeopardy and had a little wrist injury. And I remember sitting on the sideline. He looked over the sideline. He called me like, "You soft," such and such.
Wow.
I guess he thought I should have played. And he wanted to play against me, but it's all good though. Yeah.
By the way, what is this? That's a weird putting your.
I love it, man. I love it, man.
Boogie loves it.
Gotta have it, man. You gotta have it in sports, man. You gotta have it.
Nothing wrong with it.
That's why I'm a fan of both of y'all, man.
That's why we like about it. Okay, I need a yes or no on this. I'm going to start with you, Boogie. Either one of these teams, Orlando, Detroit, can they win the championship this season?
Oof.
I'm gonna say no, and the reason I say no, I don't think Orlando is there quite yet as far as experience and growing as a team. I still think they're young pieces and young franchise guys are still figuring out the game. Obviously, they're growing with each year. They'll gain more experience throughout these playoffs. As far as the Pistons go, obviously, they've been the number 1 seed all year. They've proven that. They've been consistent. But, part of that, in my opinion, is because the Boston Celtics weren't healthy. Once Jason Tatum, returned to the lineup, I think it changed a lot in the Eastern Conference. I think the Boston Celtics are a better team. They have the experience, championship DNA, all of those things above that are listed. So when it comes to coming out of the Eastern Conference, I'm still going with the Boston Celtics just based off their history, their experience, and their talent, their coaching. They reach all the check marks as far as being, a championship caliber team. So it's more so to do with the Celtics than it has to do with the Pistons as a team.
That's fair.
Or Orlando as a team.
That was a very polite no, by the way. Very
well. I think obviously Detroit has a better chance of winning it all than Orlando. I think that's fair to say.
Okay, so there's one level.
Absolutely.
But I still think the champ comes out of the West. Like, you look at the West, you look at what OKC's doing, you look at San Antonio. Obviously, we need Wemby to be healthy. Denver, I think the champ is going to come out of one of those 3 teams. But again, you can't sleep on Detroit, can't sleep Cleveland. Quite possibly might have the easiest path to the Eastern Conference Finals if they get past Toronto, and then Orlando happens to win this series. They get Orlando.
That's insane.
Nah, I don't got Orlando winning this.
I'm just saying, if they do, Cleveland could have a cozy little, cruise to the finals.
We haven't
even mentioned them.
That's what's
that series
crazy about these.
Bad.
Can we get a little bit out of this Suns Thunder situation? There was a moment last night. Thunder won.
Yeah,
so that's